everyone? Thank you for tuning in to News in Motion. Today is February 16th. And as you're grabbing your coffee, grabbing your breakfast, dropping the kiddos off to school, or getting ready to head into the workplace, be sure to like, comment, and share this with a couple of friends. And also let us know where you're tuning in from, whether it's through Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or if you're an audio or podcast listener. With that being said, let's get this news in motion.
News in motion.
What's up, everyone? It is our Friday. Yes, our Friday Eve. For all of you, for us, it's our Friday. Real quick, we want to let you all know that we're going to take this long weekend. Isaiah and I, we're tired. So we will return after today's show. We will return on Tuesday, not Monday, since it is President's Day. And so all of us can sleep in and enjoy that long weekend. All right, with that, I see you, Deborah Johnson. I see you, Deborah Sneed. I see you, Kim Edmondson. I see you, Danielle and Robert Holman. What's up, Patrice Jones? I see you, Adrian, coming in from YouTube. I see Carolyn Maxwell coming in from YouTube as well. That's right, Latrice Jones. Happy Friday Eve. Y'all, we got a great show for you today. We got a lot. We've added in another segment. So just watch all of this unfold. I see you, Camille Jones. I see you, Marion Jackson. I see all of you on this Thursday morning, what we call our Friday. This is our Friday Eve. Y'all, it is Thursday, February the 16th, 2023. I see you, Pastor Anita and Lori Wallace. Y'all up this morning. Come on in here. Do us a favor. Share. Y'all, Isaiah did an amazing job yesterday with his presentation on shadow banning. Absolutely excellent job. And I want to make sure this is very clear. And thank you, Latrice Jones, for posting that comment yesterday. That is the intellectual property of Isaiah Jones. Not even News in Motion, not even Gail Dudley. That is copywritten in the intellectual property of Isaiah Jones. You cannot copy that. You cannot distribute it. Isaiah did give me permission to be able to put it in the e-news on Monday, but believe me, on the footer, it's going to say copyright 2023 Isaiah Jones. That's what it's going to say. So please do not share that, transfer it, or anything like that. That is his intellectual property. I see you, Fred Jones. I see you, Dr. Antoinette. I see you, Mike Nicholson. Y'all, Mike Nicholson was up at 2:30, but so was I. So it's amazing how the creatives are up at night processing and working and doing what we do. Y'all, with that, I want to talk about today. We don't have a graphic, but here's her book. Her book is called First Lady, First and Only, A Black Woman's Guide to Thriving at Work and in Life. And this is by Jennifer Farmer. This is an excellent book. Men and women should read this. Ladies, I would highly suggest you read it and even do a book club around this book. Hopefully one day we'll get her on the show. But she's so busy getting her child out to school in the morning. So this is not a good time for her. We're going to figure out how we can do it. But check this book out. This book is phenomenal. She was actually my coach and my mentor when I was going through the, I think it was 18 months total, 19 months of the Center for Progressive Leadership political workshop summit certification that I was doing here in Columbus. She is phenomenal. So again, her book, First and Only, A Black Woman's Guide to Thriving at Work and in Life, and that's Jennifer R. Farmer. So get a copy of that. You can get this on Amazon. All right, I'm bringing in Isaiah so he can give us our Black History highlights. So come on in, Isaiah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, take it away, and then I'll be back.
All right. Good morning, News in Motion family. Hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's Wednesday workshop. So today I'm going to be bringing you a Black history fact. Today I'm going to be talking about the Black heritage flag. Many of y'all probably didn't know that we actually have a flag for Black History Month. The flag was created by the late Melvin Charles and the late Glenson Jackson, who designed the flag back in 1967. The purpose of the flag is to convey and represent pride in the history of Black African Americans. That Black American heritage flag is a representation of the pain remembered from the degrading days of slavery to the undeniable contributions of Black Americans to the history of the United States. The colors of the flag are black, red, and gold. Um, the black is to represent the pride and pigmentation of and race. The red is to remind us of the rich blood Black men and women have shed for freedom, equality, justice, and human dignity throughout the world. And the gold is to represent intellect, prosperity, and peace. All of these colors are woven together when the center of the flag is also a sword to represent the might that our people have. So just a little fun fact about a Black Heritage flag. I didn't even know we had a Black Heritage flag until about 2 weeks ago. And it's a really amazing design. So it definitely represents our culture well, and it also honors those who came before us. So with that, that was the Black History fact for today. I want to bring back Miss Gail Dudley to kind of tie in and talk about what we talked about yesterday with our shadow ban presentation. So for those of you who don't know, after the live stream ends, me and Miss Gail Dudley, we discuss our post insight, how many people have been reached, our impressions, all of that. So on Monday, and this was shared to me by Miss Gail Dudley. On Monday, we had 736 people reached. That means people who actually, were able to access News in Motion, people who were able to view News in Motion, but for some reason we weren't able to see that. And then on Tuesday, we somehow dropped from 736 to 71. And then it gets, hold on now. It went from 71 on Tuesday to yesterday. When I talked about shadow banning, it went from 71 to 39.
That's called shadow banning, everyone.
So we went from triple digits. We went from 736 in a matter of 2 days to 39.
Yeah.
Shadow banning is real, y'all.
It is real.
Is
Isaiah and I,
real.
we talked, and it's interesting because he even noticed, he said that's 10% of what it is when we went from the 700 to 71. He said that's 10%. And then the impressions were the same. And we get these numbers as soon as we sign off, they come in through Facebook, through that business suite with all the charts and everything from Facebook. So Isaiah and I were talking. And so what we really need you all to do, and I'll let Isaiah explain that again. And this is for any of you who you're running a page, a YouTube or whatnot. We need you to follow and like. Don't do one or the other. They have to do both, right, Isaiah?
They have to follow, like, and share.
And share, and then also go to your notifications and say that you want it to show up in your news feed. So what we're doing right now is that we are fighting back, and this is how we're fighting back. Yes, Isaiah, let's talk.
Come on, hey, we here for all of it. We here for all of it. We ain't going nowhere.
We're not going anywhere.
Going nowhere.
And it's interesting because, again, although you may like, and Mike mentioned this yesterday, they still move us to the bottom. We're still on, but they move us to the bottom because they prefer people to pay for ads and to pay to be able. It's really like pay to play, if you want to say it that way. Unless we can be smarter than them and find a way to share and do the things that we're doing. So Isaiah, I don't know if you wanted to speak to any more of that or not. And this is for anybody out here that's doing it. And if you missed yesterday's show, go watch the replay. Isaiah did 15-20 minutes of Wednesday workshop talking all about shadow banning, and he was answering all of your questions. So what else can they do, Isaiah?
Just, like I said yesterday, just in order to avoid shadow banning, if you're talking about a sensitive topic on your page or in your content, be sure to include a content warning. That is a huge and major key to avoid being shadow banned. Make sure you know who your target audience is. And make sure you use the correct hashtags. Make sure the hashtags fit in with what you're talking about. That last point is very important. Don't be pressured. Don't feel forced to pay these social media sites. You're basically going to be paying them your money to promote your stuff, and they won't even do it. They're going to be promoting somebody else's content who doesn't put in the time, doesn't put in the effort, who doesn't make their content engaging. They're going to promote someone else's. I like I like what Miss Lori said. So they're giving you a tie of 10% and keeping 90. That's basically what they're doing for real. They're not even giving us a 10%. They're basically showing us a 5%, because the fact that we went from 736 on Monday and yesterday we were at 39, and somehow we don't see all of these reactions and impressions on our streaming site. Miss Deborah Johnson said, I recently noticed that books now have content warnings too. Yes, books too. Books, videos, everything is having a content warning, because as a society, we try to accommodate everyone, so we don't offend anybody, but at the end of the day you can't really sugarcoat everything. So we're not sugarcoating anything over here at News in Motion. We give it authentic, real commentary, real information, real trustworthy news. This is what we've been doing for almost 3 years now. So it's shadow banning seems to be a trigger word for shadow banning. Listen,
Pretty much, Pastor Alex.
we telling the truth here. So I just wanted to come on here and give that information again. If y'all have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask them.
And by the way, for any of you who are wanting to sit down with Isaiah to have him coach you through, or to serve as your consultant, that's with your nonprofit, your school, your personal page, your business page, or whatnot, you can have a 1-hour session with him for $100. So know that. Yesterday we put up his Cash App to bless him. Hopefully you were able to do that. If not, we'll put that up again. But y'all, this young man gave us almost 20 minutes of content, maybe even a little longer than 20 minutes. He formed that presentation, he wrote it, he researched it, he delivered it. So let's see. Davia said, this is part of the agenda to control the narrative. There you go. Good morning, Davia. And then Latrice said, on this Thankful Thursday, I'm grateful for News in Motion and the relevant commentary with inspirational message. Well, thank you. And I see you, Judy Neal, in here as well. So thank you once again, Isaiah. Let's get up his Cash App for those of you who may be interested. I'm looking forward if somebody else can grab it first and put it. There you go. Please bless him. Again, this is how we build up our community. And we want to make sure we're doing that. So thank you, Isaiah, for great work.
Thank you for all you do, Miss Gail Dudley.
You are welcome. You are welcome. All right, y'all, to keep on with the news, because we also have a special report that's coming up in a few moments. Y'all, the Buffalo murderer, I shall say, the gunman who carried out a racially motivated mass shooting in the grocery store in Buffalo, New York, he was sentenced to life on yesterday. And it got a little chaotic in the room, but I said to the man who went after the murderer, like, sir, I understand. And I understood the judge saying, although tensions are rising and so forth and so on, we still want to have order in the courtroom. And I respect that and understand that, but I'm sure people have been waiting. And then the other thing is, there was something about that apology that just didn't sit too well with me. But hey, he has life, and then he will be sentenced again, I believe, either in the federal or the terrorist court as well. So all of that is happening. Mike Nicholson yesterday. So y'all, Chuck Schumer vows no cut to Medicaid amid this whole debt limit fight. Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said Democrats won't accept cuts to Medicaid. He's like, I ain't here for it. So you know that the Democratic senators control the Senate. by a greater margin than they did before this year. And he's like, it just won't move. So you can start to see gridlock in the Senate. You can start to see that. So he's saying he's protecting Social Security, Medicare. Now, again, y'all, I'm going to go back to last Tuesday, well, 2 Tuesdays ago, the State of the Union. If they would just follow the script by President Joe Biden, if they would stay on message, they can get all this passed. They keep jumping off message. I'm like, come back to message. He gave you the script. Just follow it. Just follow the script. But no, they won't do that. They won't do that. They won't do that. It's too much. It's too much. And I can't wait for the day that they put somebody in that spot to say, okay, here's the communication message. Do not come off script. Stay on script. Everything they need is right there. The fact that he was able to, using that term, rope-a-dope, everybody to stand up in that chamber when he said, oh, so this is off the table. That should be the video, the commercial that is on every news network 24/7. Every time there's a commercial, that should pop up to say, look, they stood up for it. And that's all you have to say. Put that, and this is free for whoever's watching this. Put that commercial up and say, they stood up for it. So what's the problem? That could be less than a 20-second commercial. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So that's happening. Y'all, the Washington Post was the first to report that the federal prosecutors have closed a long-running sex trafficking investigation into Representative Matt Gaetz, a Republican in Florida, and have decided not to press charges against him. I don't know, but that's where they landed. That's where they landed. So pay attention. Next up, real quick, BBC's reporting a U.S. man who spent nearly 28 years behind bars for murder. He has always denied committing, has had the conviction overturned in Missouri. Lamar Johnson, age 50, walked out of the St. Louis courtroom a free man after a ruling by Judge David Mason on Tuesday. The judge said he acted after two witnesses had provided clear and convincing evidence that Mr. Johnson was innocent. So there's a win right there. That's right, Dr. Antoinette. Hashtag hire Gail. I'm telling them what to do. Let's pause right there. Thank you for saying that, Dr. Antoinette. Sometimes I think we always focus on the name brand people, that we miss people who are operating in and throughout the community and in and throughout neighborhoods and so forth and so on, that we miss the people who may really have the answers because we want to keep going for the names, the name brands. I think it's time for all of us to step back and say, okay, what book do I need to read different than the normal? That's why I shared this book with y'all this morning. Get this book. This is a great book. And again, men and women should read this book. Her name should be at the forefront of a lot of people. Again, she was my mentor when I was going through the Center for Progressive Leadership before the graduation of that. That was my mentor. Her stuff is phenomenal. Her name should be out there more. But Dr. Antoinette and others, we go to the names we always hear. And we have to stop doing that. Somehow, some way, we have to stop doing that. All right, before I bring in our special report, another killing, another shooting. One killed and 3 injured in El Paso mall shooting. 2 people have been taken into custody following a mall shooting in El Paso, Texas. That left 1 person dead and 3 others injured. The shooting happened near Walmart, where 23 people were killed in a racist attack in 2019. And that's the Associated Press that is reporting that. All right, y'all, we've been sharing this video during Black History Month. We've decided that from time to time, we're going to bring in a special report. And today is going to be from Devontae Goins from Unbossed. So we're going to go to his video and then we'll bring him straight in. He's going to tell us about what's happening right here in Ohio with the train derailment, the journalist who was arrested, and what's happening and how these fumes are still occupying the air with the high winds and everything that's going on. He actually traveled. His news team traveled to that place on yesterday. So stay tuned.
Show that focuses on our issues, our concern, our stories, our voices, and our perspectives.
It's less than 20 people. So everybody want to scream on social media about how Black Lives Matter, but no one's
And when you only report one side of the story, that's not reporting. Right. And that happens way too much in with our major media establishments in this town. It's like,
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Gail and News in Motion family.
Good morning. I'm excited to hear your report, so I'm not going to just chit chat. I want you to jump in. Tell us what's happening in Ohio with the train derailment and also with the journalist who was arrested. So take it away.
Thank you so much, and good morning once again, News in Motion family. There is a lot of news, if you hadn't heard already, with the journalist Evan with News Nation that was arrested, that made some news because charges were dropped. But I want to get to that in just a moment. As Gail was just telling everybody, the Unboss Columbus team, myself, and two producers, as well as our media partners with Ohio Latina TV, we all got in a car and made a 3-hour drive from Columbus yesterday to travel to the community town hall meeting that took place at East Palestine, Ohio High School. And community members, they had the opportunity to not only ask questions of the mayor, but Ohio's top medical expert, as well as their local United States Congressman, Bill Johnson. And so the residents, they were scared. I talked to quite a few of them. The auditorium seated about 1,000 people, and I will say by rough estimates it was standing room only. I do know that, but it was at least 900 and maybe even more there. And one of the things that they were worried about is their air safe and is their water safe, even though they're being told it's safe. So to give you a little bit of background color, everybody, about 13 days ago now, 20 cars were a part of a 100-plus car train going through East Palestine, Ohio, when there was a derailment. So 20 cars in total were carrying hazardous materials, and 10 of which derailed. And so with that derailment, the wreck, it caused a massive fire, and police and other authorities are saying that several chemicals were released. One chemical that was burnt off was toxic vinyl chloride, and it was burnt off just a couple days ago. So, and that was in the other 10 cars out of the 20. So there wouldn't be an even bigger disaster than it already is. And a lot of residents were telling me that they thought they were kind of living through it all over again when they seen the huge plume of black smoke that went up in the air. Now, there's one thing that I need to put into a perspective. This derailment happened between 9 and 9:30 p.m. at night. And so a lot of people were preparing for bed or either already in bed, getting ready for their next day. And so it simply just scared like the mess out of them and things like that. And they didn't know what happened. I talked to a local gas station owner, and she said she normally closes her gas station at 10 p.m. every night. But on the night of the derailment, she couldn't close the gas station until 3 in the morning because so many people were trying to make their way out of the small town of East Palestine to safer pastures. And so I spoke with one young lady who told us that she has talked with railroad company employees and owners, and they sent a toxologist out to her house. And the only reason they sent the toxologist out to her house, Gail and News Motion family, is because she stays 7 feet away from the river in which the train derailment took place. 7 feet, everybody. And so with her staying just 7 feet away, they sent a toxologist out. They tested it and said while everything appears to be safe, we are going to, if you want to move, and she does want to move, we're going to pay for all your moving expenses and your first month rent to whatever place you would like to move to. And so last night, what this young lady said while she was not only speaking to us, but she also had the chance to take to the mic is, why is it fair that the railroad company toxologists can send a toxologist out to my property to test my well and to test my properties and to test my air and water, but not to do it for everybody else? What makes me and my kids special and not everybody else's? And all of my other neighbors were just as impacted as I was too. And it was a lot of sentiment there. I should note that the railroad company, just hours before, at around 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time, they sent out a tweet and sent out notifications to local officials saying that they would not be attending the community town hall meeting after previously stating they would. And they stated that they would not be attending because they feared for their own safety. Now, everybody, the place was crawling with not only state troopers and local sheriff's deputies, but also other local city officers from surrounding municipalities. I'm not saying it was the safest place on the planet, but it was pretty clear that it was one of the safest places on the planet. Myself and crew had the chance to interview Congressman Bill Johnson, the congressman for Ohio's 6th congressional district last night. And to even get back into the secured area, there was a lot of security and things that we had to go through, from a pat down, just the checking to make sure that we were all right and showing press credentials. And the back secured area was guarded by multiple different troopers and other officers from other jurisdictions. So that happened last night, and it went off, I will say, without a hitch. And what I mean by without a hitch, everybody, is a lot of the residents, yes, they were upset, and they were speaking from their heart and going off on officials because they didn't feel like they were being given the true answers as it should have been. But on the flip side of that, the charges yesterday were dropped for News Nation reporter Evan Lambert. The Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost sent out a press release stating that he was dropping the charges on Lambert, and Lambert was charged with resisting arrest, a second-degree misdemeanor, and for criminal trespassing, which is a 4th-degree misdemeanor here in Ohio. The Attorney General Yost said in his press statement yesterday, and I quote, while journalists could conceivably be subject to criminal charges for trespassing in some situations, this incident is not one of them. The reporter was lawfully present at a press conference called by the governor of the state. His conduct was consistent with the purpose of the event and his role as a reporter. He added that tensions were running high in the days following the derailment, and that local officials appeared to be following the lead of the National Guard. And we did see that in the body cam worn footage, that Ohio's top-notch National Guard, the general himself, actually pushed a reporter, Evan Lambert. And so, and Lambert, that's when he started getting upset conceivably more, as he should have. One final thing to add to this that the Attorney General did say, and I quote, regardless of the intent, arresting a journalist reporting at a press conference is a serious matter, unquote. He goes on to say, lastly, and quote, Ohio protects the free press under its constitution, and state officials should remember to exercise a heightened level of restraint in using arresting powers, unquote. So a lot is going on. Our team is actually planning on traveling back up there tomorrow, on Friday, to speak with some more residents and things like that during the daylight hours. So we left at around 4:30, Gail, and didn't get back to Columbus to almost 3:15 this morning.
So I'm so glad that you accepted the call to get on here this morning.
Yeah, so much like you, I was up this morning too. The creatives were up, like you and Mike.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for your reporting, and thanks for everything you share with us this morning. And Are you
Yes, not a
there?
problem.
Because it
I'm
looks like
here. This is what happens when you've been working all night. It looked like I froze, but I'm still here. And thank you for allowing us to come on to give this special report.
you are welcome. You'll be back. So thank you.
Yes, 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 yes.
And you all can
Happy
catch
Friday to you.
Boss on Facebook at, give us the
Yeah,
times for that.
yes. So we go live weeknights at 8 p.m. and we have a 3-hour broadcast, and we talk about everything from news to politics to even a little bit of commentary and analysis too on the day's latest issues to Black Columbus.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day. Be safe out there.
All right. Thanks, Gail. You too.
All right, y'all, to continue with what we're doing on our Thursdays with Black History Month, and we'll be wrapping up in just a few moments. As you all know, we have 28 days. This is taken from AARP, the Sisters newsletter. Just some different things that you can do. Visit a museum, check out exhibits at centers, take an African dance class. I don't know if Diane Ladybug is on here today. Her schedule has changed, so she tries to jump in here when she can. If not, Lori is another person you can take classes from. Hulu is streaming many documentaries this month. It's sad that we only get a certain month to see different movies. Hopefully they'll continue those throughout the year. Donate to HBCU. Learn about the different fabrics of African dancers and the things that we wear and do. Read up on Madam C.J. Walker. Not just what you know of her, but read up. There's a documentary out there about her as well. Interview elder people within your family. Make family recipes. Support local Black theater. Support Black businesses. There's so much. Volunteer and decorate a school, community center, or senior home. Y'all, this is just February the 16th. We have a few more days, not a whole month. We have a few more days. Let's see what else is on here. Learn about different music and culture and what's happening there. Lori Wallace said a certain month in the shortest month. Isn't it the truth? If you can, take a trip to DC and visit the National Museum of African American Heritage and Culture. Do an open mic and do a poetry slam or spoken word. Coloring books. Y'all, those are still in. I know several people have them. I believe Lori Wallace has some. Nikki Burton has some, and others. Celebrate the work and history of what we're doing. Celebrate Black journalists in the news that they're bringing you. Watch again The Woman King. It is now on Netflix, and this is amazing. I've probably seen it now about 6 times. Understand the Black church. Understand the Black church. And if you just that bold enough, although churches are changing their dress, wear the hats, women, and the suits. And, I still can't do the pantyhose. But whatever it is that you want to do, dress up, go to church, go to dinner, have family night, have a family gathering after church on Sunday. Walk to a local church, especially if you live in a Black community, or park far away and walk to the church and just have that conversation with older people. Visit a local Black bookstore, a local coffee shop, and don't forget about the pioneers and the trailblazers, and not just the surface information, but dig deep and learn a little bit more. So that's just some things that we can do the rest of this month. Hester says Black history is 365 days. February is just our anniversary. Yep, I say I am Black history, 365 days out of the year. You got that right. Devontae said, thanks, Gail and NewsInMotion family, for allowing me opportunity to give. Absolutely. There's just so much that we could be doing. Again, for women, as we're doing for Black History Month, supporting Black businesses, women, you can do the same. We will take as many graphics as we can along with your one paragraph. Also, don't forget, Isaiah and I are taking Monday off. So, it's a holiday, so we're going to take it. So once we end out today, we will return on Tuesday. Rodessa, so glad to see you pop in here. We want to thank you personally. Isaiah and I were talking about you on yesterday. We want to thank you for tagging all the people that you tag every day you pop in here. We are grateful for you. Some of you have been asking about the YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube, and that is www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley, and that's GAIL, D as in David, U, D as in David, LEY. So youtube.com/Gail Dudley. Subscribe to the e-newsletter, y'all. It is free. It is free. And for those of you who receive it, they will tell you it's stacked with content and information. We're like, what is going on? So please sign up. You can sign up at gaildudley.com. As soon as you click in, you'll see a vote-like picture, and you'll see boxes that you fill out. It takes you less than 30 seconds to fill that out. Fill it out. You're on there. We only send an email once, maybe twice a week, but most times it's just once a week, and that's on a Monday morning. It hits 9:15 Eastern time. On Mondays, it is stacked with information. Adrian Jones talked about Upper Cup Coffee Shop. Yes, in Columbus, Ohio. There are two. One's on Parsons, and the other one is in Gahanna somewhere. I don't know the street that it's on in Gahanna, but there's another one. Great place to go and support. Y'all support your local businesses, support Black businesses. Please support. Rodessa said, we appreciate you being so informative. Well, thank you. That's what we pride ourselves to do. All right, y'all, it's time for the inspirational message, and then we're out of here until Tuesday. Lori Wallace, before you said that, said newsletter at Straight Juicy. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, thank you, Mike Nicholson. Mill Street. Upper Cup is on Mill Street if you live in Central Ohio in Gahanna. Let me see what else. Am I missing anything? Okay, so let's do the inspirational message. The inspirational message today is be encouraged. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. You know, I know sometimes we can look at life and we become down or depressed or confused or frustrated or whatever. And I want to say today, be encouraged. Y'all, there are people who are trying to get those 100,000 followers. And I have this to say about that. And again, as Isaiah shared with all of us, shadow banning is real. But let me share this with you all. When you have 100,000 followers, you're unable to engage with all of them. And when you are on that type of platform, you want to be able to engage with your people. So what you have 100 followers? Enjoy those 100 followers. Be encouraged about those 100 followers. If you're building your social media platform, let's say you only have 5 or 6 followers, it's okay. Be organic and allow it to continue to grow. But when you see someone make a comment on your post, respond back. Be encouraged. You may see people, influencers or whatnot, doing what they do, and you may be asking yourself, why can't I be there? Well, baby steps. There are times that we arrive immediately, but how long does that really last? So be encouraged that you're working towards something and not arriving to the destination. Be encouraged behind that. Be encouraged about the work that you're doing. Be encouraged about how your perspective and what you see and how you're going to get there. Be encouraged. I think so often we watch so much that's before us on social media platforms. And I hear people say how they're just discouraged. They're like, how did they get 50,000 followers? I've had people say, how did you get 2,000 followers? I'm like, I have no idea, except that I engage. I have conversation. I refuse to buy. And Isaiah mentioned that earlier. People buy followers. That's the worst thing you should do. Don't buy followers. Let it grow organically and develop a relationship with these individual people. Our new podcast, Politics and Prose, and trust me, you want to hear it's audio. You want to hear the podcast for tomorrow. I have Cassandra Cummings, and you want to check her out. She has a financial piece called Stocks and Stilettos. Wow. It is world renowned. But we connected on social media. That's where I'm going with you all. We connected there. She has an event, Kim Edmondson, Hester, you may want to roll with us to do this, coming up in October the 5th through 7th in Cabo. Yeah. That's the kind of where she's talking. There's 100,000 plus organic followers and women who are part of her team. I was able to interview her, and we had a great interview. So that podcast will drop at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Phenomenal, phenomenal. So even with that, have y'all heard of Jackie M? The purse where you make like build a bear, but you build a purse. She's coming on the show too. Again, relationships and how we form it and how we build it and how that brand that comes out of that. Y'all, we're going into 3 years on News in Motion. That just didn't happen overnight. We had to keep going. We had to keep going. So be encouraged, y'all. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Because I want to say this, and I'm even sharing this with my own team. And I shared this with Isaiah on yesterday. You get there and you're like, to stay here, you got to do a whole lot of work. And so even this morning, and Isaiah was in the green room, like, and Devontae can tell y'all, he was in there shouting. I said, isn't Monday a President Day? And Devontae said, yes. I said, all right, Isaiah, we taking Monday off. Isaiah went into a praise all by himself. He said, oh, I can sleep in. Y'all have no idea the work we do to provide this for you all Monday through Thursday. We pride ourselves on doing it. Today, thank God I have someone like Isaiah who can just flip with me when I flip, and I do that. Anyone who works with me, Deb, Kenny, Catherine, my daughter, all of them, Jules, Howard, they know I can flip in a moment. And that's just me. And they know that. And that's one of the things I share when we're doing interviews and things like that, bringing people onto the team. This morning I said to Isaiah, we got to change. I'm bringing Devontae in. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Here's the runner show. I flipped this all around. And he was like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to just follow you. I'm going to just follow your lead. You have to have team members like that. So even be encouraged with that, because people can flip at any point. I appreciate you too, Kim Edmondson. So y'all stay the course. Stay the course and be encouraged. Some of you may be saying, I just want to take a break for a moment. Take your break. Take your break. I'll let you in on a transparent moment. Deb's the only other person I've really talked to about this. We were in a conversation, but a transparent moment, because I am talking early in the morning, every morning. I have developed this cough right after I'm off the air. The past couple of weeks, you may have heard me coughing on the show. So I'm actually going to the doctor on tomorrow, 8:20 a.m. So I don't get to sleep in tomorrow either. But they're really concerned about me talking every morning, because I'm up at 4 and I'm going right into talking. And then I go after that. I'm talking to people during meetings. I'm doing webinars. I'm doing things. So I am talking probably about 8 hours straight a day. So I may have to start backing off of some of that as well. That's why we're looking at, okay, we're bringing a special report, so I'm not speaking the entire 30 minutes. We'll bring in Isaiah, so I'm not speaking the entire 30 minutes. So you make adjustments, and when you make those adjustments, those things happen. Gwendolyn says, we appreciate all you and your team continue to do to provide us relevant information. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Marion says, thank you, Gail, Isaiah, and the NIM team for the work you do to keep us informed. I appreciate your work, time, and sacrifice. And let's see, Rodessa said black seed oil. I don't know what that is. We need to find out what that is. And then Deborah says, I am praying for you, my sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So y'all, this is what we do. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back on Tuesday. We will be back on Tuesday. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Stay well, everyone. Be encouraged. And remember to make some bold moves. I'm out.